Okay, guys, so they've done it. Gamescon 2020 has kicked off, and most importantly for us, on the first day, we have our shiny new Blood Bowl 3 release. We have a cinematic trailer, we have a early 2021 release window, no further dates or knowledge than that, but it's confirmed it is coming next year, so it will come after the tabletop release. It is likely to, or it's actually confirmed, to mirror the 2020 release in terms of rule set. So it's be ideal suited for all of our tabletop players to get more time in game. And it will be also an easy step for the online players, the digital players, to take that step and get into the tabletop side of the hobby. So the first things first, we're going to take a look at the trailer, talk through the bits and pieces as they crop up. I've made some notes from watching it through a couple of times already, and we'll just go through it there. So I'll see you there. Okay, so here we go. Might be a little bit loud on the volume. Right, so opening up, we get this little Goblin's monologue. It doesn't have a lot to add to the game, but first thing we spot early on here in the trailer is we have a goblin, we have an orc blitzer, and we have a troll. So this kind of gives us the fact the existing old-fashioned orc roster is going to be the first one, it's going to be amongst the teams. The Warhammer community page has confirmed 12 total teams will be coming at launch, with additional teams to come as DLC down the line. But orcs, and these look very similar to our tabletop models. So yeah, that is a goblin from the existing goblin line, rather than the new thick skull goblin from the Black Orc line. Nancod is the new publisher. Warhammer troll models and just a bit of cinematicness there. First thing we see here, Halflings. So Halflings now exist on 3 teams. They exist on the human roster as an additional player. There is obviously the Halfling team, and then there's the Old World Alliance, which is a combination of humans, dwarves, and Halflings. So we don't know what this represents, but it is a halfling. Could be all 3. Chances are they will reuse the models and the assets from any one of those teams across all 3. So we might get a halfling team, we might get a human team, or we might get the Old World Alliance, which is one of the new rosters Games Workshop have recently released. And okay, what's that? That looks like it's a lady. That is indeed. I don't think that's going to be Amazon, so I think that, especially given the spiky helmet there, that is going to be Carla Von Kill, who is the star player who replaced Zara the Slayer. So Carla Von Kill is the same stat line. I'm saying the same stat line because obviously Blood Bowl 3 will now pick up the 2020 new stat lines, and I haven't actually seen what the star players are, but Carla Von Kill is a replacement for Zara the Slayer, but she loses stab and stakes. We've got some guy here throwing in a foul, and we've got an ogre here. I think this is humans. I think this is Carla Von Kill playing on the human side. That looks like the normal ogre, and with this spike stab hand piece, kind of looks like our tabletop human. So I think this is Carla playing for the human side, so that probably confirms humans. I'm just going to tick my list off, make sure I cover these teams as we see them. And that's the same blitzer and troll that we saw in that little walkout scene. Okay, and the ball is in the air. Weather, ball slightly changes, so we're going to still keep weather as normal. And Dark Elves. So here we have exactly our Dark Elf tabletop model again, with the cloak, face covering there. And so that's Troll Slayer. That is a Troll Slayer. So Dark Elves Troll Slayers. Pitch. Now, we looked at the first pitch was a straightforward grass. This looks more built up. We are getting human decorations, banners. And getting rain, water, and... Oh! Right, that is a giant purple tentacle monstery thing. We're playing on the Dark Elf special pitch. So is that the Black Ark? On the Dark Elf pitch, if you turn the board over, the pitch is slightly damaged and there is a kraken, big squiddy sea monster, that comes and attacks the players. So it looks like we're going to get the special play rules for the... Because I think we just saw one in the back there, didn't we? We scroll back. Yes. Just here. So we're getting more. These aren't tentacles from a player with tentacles. These are pitch-specific special rules. So that's going to be interesting. That's the death roll. That's exactly the death roller from the tabletop. Those must be dwarf cheerleaders. Dwarf cheerleaders with beer cannons. Well, that's a thing you'd like to see. And is that a witch or is that Roxy? That could be Roxy. The leap. She has leap, obviously, and that's a kind of a leap animation. But she doesn't have stab. Or does she? Has Roxy picked up a stab skill? It could just be a cinematic thing. Obviously, we are just watching this as a cinematic trailer, so we can't take too much of the actual mechanics from what's hinted at here, but always possible that could be what they're hinting at. And we jump straight into that's got to be Skaven. Now, I'm certain that Weeping Daggers has been dropped, but again, this is cinematic, but we could see a reappearance of Weeping Daggers if that's a gutter runner, with a cape, kind of likely. Now, that is a skill that causes additional damage in league play, has no format in tournament play. Didn't really have a lot of information to it, wasn't widely regarded as being worth bothering with, but it was there. That's Nurgle, so we have Skaven Nurgle as our next two teams that are confirmed, with the Rat Ogre, who goes away and looks like he flattens a bunch of Nurgle players. With our new Squibbly Beast, again that's the same Rotspawn, and that's Eldril, so Eldril Sidewinder makes it into the game. So we've seen Carla, we've seen Eldril, we've also seen Nurgle and Skaven, we've seen Dwarves and Dark Elves. So that's how his model is. Same colour schemes, and Pro Elves in the same yellow and purple kit we see on the box artwork. And the same for Chaos. That's a Chaos Warrior and a Minotaur. So Chaos and Pro Elf make it into the list. And is that an Orc Apothecary? Are we going to get not only Apothecary models, which we don't have in Blood Bowl 2, are we actually going to get race-specific Apothecaries? Well, it does look like, yeah, the Red Cross stethoscope, and of course every apothecary needs a cleaver. So race-specific cleavers, and I've no idea what that was. A red foot. Could be anything there. New logo, and here we have it is released with Namco as the publisher, PS5 and PS4, both new Xboxes, or the Xbox One and the Xbox X, Steam, and Nintendo Switch, so a new addition there to the Nintendo Switch lineup, and means we get a third console, and our first portable version of Blood Bowl since the Nintendo DS release a long time ago, and it will be significantly better than that. I don't need to worry about these other bits and pieces, and then we have a little out trailer which ties up with the inn. It's the same goblin that gave the opening monologue, in fact he's now been crushed to death. Okay, so that's what we have for you guys. That is the trailer. Let's just jump back to the main screen. Okay, so what we spotted there is we've seen Dark Elves, Dwarves, Skaven and Nurgle, Pro Elf, Chaos, Orcs and Humans, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams. Now, Imperial Nobles and Black Orcs will make it to 10 teams. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 10 teams. Now, Games Workshop themselves have confirmed 12 teams. So we have 2 teams unconfirmed. No idea what they could be. But given the models we have already seen, it could be Halflings and Goblins. Don't know, but that would be a fair stab. It could be Underworld, because we have Skaven and Goblins. It could be Old World Alliance, because we have Humans, Dwarves and Halflings, and that is a new team from Games Workshop, so that might be worth looking at. We're also seeing race-specific pitches, so we saw especially the Dark Elf pitch with the tentacles, but we also saw a Nurgle pitch in there, which could be rather sickly looking. Hopefully there is an option to do away with the cosmetic side, because that could get rather distracting, depending on how the actual in-game pitch looks as opposed to the cinematic version. There are going to be race-specific pitches, which you've seen. Cheerleaders, so we saw the dwarf cheerleaders. I don't think we saw anything else, but each team is going to get their own, or each race is going to get their own cheerleaders. And we saw that orc apothecary, so we might even see a selection of apothecary models that didn't exist previously. We also saw Carl Kill, Eldril, and Roxana as star players. We saw the Troll and the Rotspawn, Beast Nurgle, Minotaur, and half an Ogre in terms of the big guy models, or the Rat Ogre as well. But sadly, that's all the information I've managed to pick up. So it's a cinematic trailer. It gives us some ideas, but not a lot of facts. We have a release window early next year, but that's all we got there. So we could be 6 months out. No sign of wizards, no sign of inducements, only a hint at what the remaining 2 teams will be, and no sign of what the DLC timetable or first races will be. A good mix there. You've got some bash teams in the Nurgle, the Chaos, the Orcs, the Dwarves. You've got some fast teams in the 2 Elves and the Skaven. The Imperial Nobility is going to be a sort of a hybrid team. You've got humans in there, which again is a hybrid team. No undead, no necro. Wood elves are out. High elves, chaos dwarves are going to be dropped for the short term at least. They don't appear in the new 2020 rulebook. So yeah, quick video there just to cover our thoughts. We'll tie that onto the back of the jump video we did earlier in the week, which will be up here. Yes, I'm in the right corner. So up there in that corner will be a card for the jump video. And thank you very much, guys. This has been just a quick one. It came out late tonight. I just wanted to get this up and done whilst I had a chance to cover it early. Thank you very much. We will give you more news as and when it comes. But until then, guys, have fun, stay safe, and roll those pows.